6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Word of the day is toxic friendship. Toxic friendship happens when one person is being emotionally harmed or used by another, making the relationship more of a burden than support. Relationships are supposed to support you and not pull energy away from you. Saying of the day, some of the most poisonous people come disguised as friends and family. This talk is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional guidance, advice, treatment, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use or abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors with just a text or call away. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Is your friend a real friend?
I don't know one. I don't know real one yet.
You don't have one?
Real friend?
Yeah.
I never seen no real friend.
Wow.
Woman or man. I'm telling you.
Woman or man? Never had a real friend?
Never found a real man.
Wow. He's 84 years old.
Yeah, I got to find it out. Later than a couple of months or couple of years, I find out, my friend.
So somebody you was close to, you found out they really wasn't your friend.
How can someone else have?
That's right.
Wow, man. Anybody else?
Friends make mistakes now. You just go by definition about a friend won't hurt you.
Well, no. Listen. I'm gonna go by what he's saying. He's saying he's never had a real friend. I'm gonna believe him.
I guess I gotta believe.
You see what I'm saying?
I never find it.
You never found a real friend. Anybody else feel like that? Sometimes you feel like that. Anybody else feel like that?
I feel like I have one real friend.
Really? You feel like that sometimes too? Whoa.
Okay.
Man. Do they have your best interest at heart? Are they genuine with you and not sneaky, like you were just saying? Are they genuine with you and not sneaky? If you've had a friend for a while and you feel unhappy or that something is just off, it may be a sign for you to take a moment to determine whether or not this friend is a healthy influence or a toxic one. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Number 1, they don't show interest or add details about your life. They only talk about themselves. And once y'all done discussing them, it's time for them to go. They don't care about what's going on in your life. They don't care about how you feel or what you're experiencing. If anything, they're gonna brush it off. They're gonna say, "Oh, that ain't nothing," or "You'll get over that," or "It'll be all right," or "You did that to yourself." How much interest does your friend show in your life? Do they ask you how your day was? If they do they actually listen or act like they can't wait until you shut up? A genuine friend is just that, genuine. So if they ask how you are, it may be polite at first, but if you have something to say, they will be sure to listen and show support. Number 2, they aren't reliable or there when you need them the most. They aren't reliable or there when you need them the most. Friends are there for you, especially when you're having a hard time. If your friend can't stop talking about themselves and their problems while not considering your own, then they're likely not a real friend. You may be actually listening to all of their worries and tough situations. They're likely placing all of their negative energy on you and taking all of your positive energy while not bothering to uplift you. That's how toxic friends are. They'll come around when they're going through something and drain you of all your positive energy. Every time you try to give them a positive solution, they shoot it right down. Pew! Every time you try to encourage them, they tell you how it's not going to work. And by the time you get exhausted of dealing with them and their issues, and you feel bad about it, you feel depressed, they're ready to leave because they did their job. They are extremely critical of you. Your friend should not be your worst critic. Your friend should not be putting you down or making fun of your pain. That's not a friend. Some fake friends can be extremely critical of their friends. Remember, your friends should never be your biggest critic. They should be your biggest fan. Some friends can offer constructive criticism because they want the best for you and want to see you improve. They're honest, but they'll likely do so in a kind, friendly way if they are a good friend. If your pal is toxic, they'll probably just shame you rather than provide helpful critiques. If they're a good friend, they may just give a good dose of honesty and advice. So a good friend, they just want to see you doing good and doing better. So they're going to give you correction that's going to make you do better, but they're going to do it in a loving way. They're going to do it in a loving way because you're their friend. They don't want to hurt you. Somebody who is not your friend, they want you to feel worse about yourself. They want to exploit your pain. We're just talking about the difference between a real friend and somebody that's toxic. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Their apologies don't sound genuine. Even when they make a mistake, even when they do apologize, it's not real. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry what I said hurt your feelings. You feel me?
Yeah.
If I said something that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. That's not an apology. They don't want to, a friend is going to come to you because their internal, man, their intuition, all of that, their conscience is going to bother them. Have you ever done something to your friend and you were wrong? And you had to, come on, man, it bothers you when you do something wrong to a friend. You got to get that right. Yeah, you got to get it right. Person who had a problem with apologizing or trying to get something right with you, that's not a real friend. Does your friend say sorry when they are wrong is the question. What about when they do apologize? Do they sound honest is the second question. If your friend is one to ignore your friendship concerns, then they're likely not a genuine friend. If your friend does apologize when they're wrong, but shift the blame to you, then they're not taking accountability for their harmful actions and owning up to what they've done. Good friends can admit when they're wrong, and they'll work on correcting any negative behavior that affects their friendship. Friends can admit when they are wrong, and they'll work on correcting any negative behaviors that affects their friendships. You change what you did that hurt your friends. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Number 5, they keep score of your mistakes and missteps. Woo! A friend is the type of person, y'all get into an argument, y'all get into a fight, and y'all talk about it, y'all clear the air, and it's over. You don't bring it up no more. You don't talk about it no more. It's gone. Does your friend hold a grudge, or do you hold a grudge towards them? Because sometimes these relationships can become codependent, where you holding a grudge against them, and they holding a grudge against you. But y'all in a relationship, a friendship. But you got a list of stuff you don't like about them, and they got a list of stuff they don't like about you. Why are y'all even together? Yeah, but it's a marriage, but it's not a relationship. It's an arrangement. All right, so does your friend hold a grudge, or do you hold a grudge towards them? Toxic friendships often involve one or both of the friends involved keeping score or mistakes the other has made. When you do something that upsets them again, or maybe you're in an argument, they'll bring up all the disappointments and negative things you said or done. Arguments can get out of hand sometimes, but a toxic friend will tend to bring up toxic scoreboards only when they're confronted with their wrongs. They'll use all the times you did something similar as a way of not having to apologize or take accountability for what they've done wrong. A good friend is honest and listens to the concerns of their buddy. While anyone can argue, but a healthy friendship is filled with healthy, constructive discussions rather than toxic fights. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Number 6, they exploit your insecurities and make you feel unhappy. But sometimes we can have self-esteem so low that we'll hang around people like that because our self-esteem is low. When you hang around somebody that's like that, who exploits your insecurities and make you feel unhappy when you leave their presence, you got low self-esteem if you go around them again. Because somebody with high self-esteem, one experience like that, never again. Y'all can keep that one, but you won't get me again. You feel unhappy around your friend or insecure. You don't need to feel your most joyful self when around your friend. That's normal. And there can be times when you feel anxious or unhappy as well from time to time. So sometimes you can be around your friend. You ain't going to be happy. Sometimes you're going to be around your friend. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be nervous. Stuff going on in your life. That's normal. I'm not saying every time you get around your friend, somebody's supposed to sprinkle pixie dust over y'all's heads and magic is supposed to happen. But you do have to have mutual respect. So what we're saying is, and there can be times where you feel anxious or unhappy as well from time to time. But if your friend makes you feel bad about yourself, then this can be another sign that you're in a toxic relationship. You shouldn't always feel on edge around your friend, afraid of their next criticism or harsh comments. Maybe they make toxic comments or always hold themselves in a higher regards than you. A toxic friend may play on your insecurities to make themselves feel better. Both needs should be met in a friendship without hurting the other's feelings or making them feel unhappy. Take note of how you feel after each interaction with them. Next time you hang out with them, notice if you come home feeling discouraged, humiliated, embarrassed, or insecure. If it's because of something they always say or do, it may just be that you have a toxic friend. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not healthy. We said number 1 is they don't show interest or add details about your life. Number 2, they aren't reliable or there when you need them the most. Number 3, they are extremely critical of you. Number 4, their apologies don't sound genuine. Number 5, they keep score of your mistakes and your missteps. And number 6, they exploit your insecurities and make you feel unhappy. That's deep. Isn't that deep? Isn't that deep? A lot of what he just said when we first started is in there. When we first started, what he was saying is right in here. Any questions, concerns, or comments? Go ahead.
For number 3, a thought that came up, a good friend, like a genuine, real friend, is somebody who will hold you accountable for your shitty behaviors and stuff. So, like,
Yeah.
that was one of the things I was thinking about when you were saying that. But
Yeah, he's right. A friend is going to help you hold you accountable because a friend wants to see you do well. That's what a friend going to tell you. If you got a friend around you and you selling dope and you carrying guns and he carrying guns and selling dope, that's the blind leading the blind. You need a friend who's going to say, no, you don't need to carry guns. You don't need to sell dope. That's your friend because they want to see you doing good. Your partner in crime, y'all will be in prison together or they'll be dead and buried and you be in prison. Yeah.
I was going to say, if you experience any of that, imagine all of us have.
Yeah.
When you get older, you realize that you don't put up with that shit at all. You just cut it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But a lot of times, there's people who perpetrate these different, I'm going to call them sins, to a friendship. They don't even realize they're doing it.
No.
You see it, you experience it, but they might think, oh, it's just playful.
But let's say this though, because I think it's a little piece you be missing when you be saying that. Little piece you be missing. The reason y'all know it, because y'all getting it. So listen, the reason you know now, the reason the tent has been removed now is because Tim been sitting in these groups for like over a year now. So it's a lot of stuff he's heard repeated over and over. Repetition is the mother of all skill. That's why when I'm talking, he always has a comment and kind of like piggybacks on something that I'm saying because he's been hearing the message for so long. See, now what he's doing is another stage that I went through that you're going to go through is you're starting to notice this stuff in people. Or even if you're just looking at TV and it's just the news or it's a movie, and you can notice this stuff in TV, man. In television, I noticed this stuff in television. It's everywhere. So he's noticing it, and it's like, wow, they ain't gonna never notice it. Well, you would have never noticed it
Right.
if you wouldn't have been here, getting it. When you know better, you do better.
Right.
But if you don't know, and that's the thing, you don't know what you don't know until you learn it. But see, but the thing, how that works is, once you learn something you didn't know, then you need to get on that marathon race to learn what else. What else I don't know that I need to learn. That's your journey. Once you figure out that there's a lot of stuff in life you didn't know at your age, then you get on your quest for knowledge. And what it say? Knocking the door shall be open. Okay, but you got to knock first. Am I right? Before the door get open. You got to go looking before you find. It ain't going to just happen. That's why they don't know it. So we can't really hold it against them because you don't know what you don't know. And we didn't know it. I didn't know it before I learned it. And I was doing the same thing he was, like looking at people like, oh, yep, there was some toxic behavior. Yep, yes, they're critical self. Yep, he don't have an intuition. I mean, just blasting people. But until they get the information, they're going to be like that. All right, any questions, concerns, or comments other than that? Yes.
You know, all of that can kind of relate to family members.
Yeah.
Because in my situation, I got some toxic family members that they think they can criticize you and talk negative because they're family.
Mm-hmm. I think we all can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can relate to that.
Boy,
Hey, man, love them anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you gotta love them from a distance. Love them anyway, bro. Love them from a distance if you have to. Because the thing you don't want to do is jeopardize your soul or your growth. You know, going back to the type of person you used to be. Because a lot of times I can let somebody else's ignorance cause me to act out of character, but then I lose something when I do that. Something that I work hard to gain. You know, a lot of times, man, what people want to do is people go around talking about you. And they hold you to the standard of when the last time they were around you. So the last time somebody was around you, you was 15 and just imagine when you was 15 what you was doing and how you were acting. And that person hasn't had any other experiences with you since then. Or the last time they were around you, you were like 21 or 22. Just imagine how you were at 21 and 22. That's the version of you they have in their head. But see, what happens is we evolve. And sometimes people talk about you. Your name precedes you. And people talk about the 15-year-old you, or the 21-year-old you, or the 30-year-old you. And they haven't met the 40-year-old you or the 50-year-old you. And sometimes they just want you to validate what they've been saying. They've been painting you as a negative person. They need you to act out or act up somewhere, sometime, so they can go back to those people and say, I told you about him. But when you don't give it to them, when you don't give it to them, you're the winner.